Three albums changed country music forever. Once they arrived, there was no going back. Artists took control, silence became powerful, and truth became the only currency that mattered. This is how the 1970s reshaped country music. 1973, Waylon Jennings walks into a Nashville studio. This time, he's not asking permission. For years, producers controlled everything: his songs, his band, his sound. They polished his records until nothing rough remained, until nothing real remained. Waylon was close to being written off. One more safe album, and RCA was done with him. If this record failed, his career was over. Then Billy Joe Shaver showed up at his door, unannounced, with a stack of songs about drifters, outlaws, and people nobody sang about. Waylon told him to play them, all of them. By the end of the night, Waylon had his album. Honky Tonk Heroes opened with a guitar tone that sounded like gravel and whiskey. The songs felt dangerous, not rebellious for show, but dangerous because they were honest. No tidy endings, no heroic cowboys, just people worn down by life, still standing. The vocals were raw, the band was his band. The songs sounded like they'd been lived in before they were ever recorded. Nashville didn't know what to do with it, but audiences heard themselves in it. This wasn't just a new direction. It was proof that an artist could trust his instincts and survive. Country music could sound honest again, even when that honesty made people uncomfortable. 1975. Willie Nelson hands Columbia Records his new album. The executive listens. Silence. Then he says, "Willie, did you run out of studio time?" He thought it was a demo. Too quiet, too sparse. No strings, no backup singers, no polish. Willie smiled and said, "That's the album." The label wanted to hold it back. Willie told them to release it, or he'd take it somewhere else. Eventually, they let it go. Red-Headed Stranger was a concept album told in a whisper, a story of love, murder, and redemption that never raised its voice. It didn't rush. It didn't explain itself. Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain was recorded in one take. Willie didn't even want to hear it back. He knew. No gloss, no overdubs, no emotional cues telling you how to feel. The silence between the notes did more work than most albums did with full orchestras, and listeners couldn't look away. The album became a landmark, not by meeting expectations, but by ignoring them completely. It didn't sound like anything else on country radio, and that silence was the risk. Willie proved country music didn't need layers to feel important. Space could be stronger than sound. Truth could stand completely alone. By 1980, the door was wide open, and Loretta Lynn walked straight through it, not with rebellion, but with certainty. Coal Miner's Daughter wasn't an act of defiance. It was an act of memory. Loretta grew up in Butcher Holler, Kentucky. No running water, no electricity, 8 kids, 2 rooms. Her father came home every night covered in coal dust. She watched her mother's hands crack from lye soap and hard labor. Most artists would have softened that, turned it into nostalgia, made it about the good old days. Loretta didn't flinch. She told it plain. The hunger, the work, the survival. Things country music had danced around for decades. Loretta put them in the center of the song and sang them with pride, not pity. Other artists had hinted at struggle. Loretta named it, claimed it, owned it, without apology. This wasn't a character she played. This wasn't packaging. This was her life. And she trusted it mattered exactly as it was. Coal Miner's Daughter proved country music didn't need to protect listeners from reality. It could hand them the truth, unvarnished, and trust them to see themselves in it. That honesty expanded what country music could say and who was allowed to say it. Each of these albums changed something fundamental. Waylon reclaimed creative control. Willie turned restraint into power. Loretta expanded whose stories could be told. They didn't follow trends. They didn't play it safe. They created room, for everyone who came after. So here's the question. If you could only keep one of these albums, the one that best represents what country music should be at its core, which one are you choosing? Waylon's refusal to compromise, Willie's trust in silence, or Loretta's unguarded truth? And if this is the kind of storytelling you value, slow, honest, and built around the music, you can subscribe. This channel is for people who still listen closely.